Hi and welcome to the second video concerning my company WooBank. Today I will go through our main HRM practices and the challenges that we currently face concerning mostly recruitment and training. First I will talk about our job analysis. These are very important both for our HRM professionals and for our employees so that the duties and tasks required for each position are clear and so that everyone is on the same page. Nonetheless, we still give a lot of freedom to our employees when it comes to what they do on the day-to-day basis. We value leadership and encourage our employees to be creative in their work. We believe that it is time to change the norms. Employees should have just as much power as managers when it comes to their own work. Our employees normally know what they do and we trust their opinions and decisions. In addition, we know that our job analysis must be very on point in order to recruit the best people for the job. For this reason, we give special attention to hiring the best HRM professionals and managers so that all the steps of the recruiting process are perfect. On the same note, job analysis are a strong tool to analyze which candidates fit best with the available positions that we have. Furthermore, job analysis provides information for all the steps in an employee's career. For example, it can be used for performance management, training and development, compensation, and much more. As I mentioned in the last video that I made on WooBank, we value teamwork a lot, both between our employees and their clients and between all our employees. We know that working in teams is empowering and often leads to stronger results than if the same work was made individually. In addition to that, it results in better relationships between our employees and also results in them being more satisfied with their job. We also encourage the teams to be diversified so that different ideas and mindsets are around the table. Now, let me talk to you a bit about HR planning. The ultimate goal of human resources planning is to find the right people with the right skills for the right job and at the right time. I remember that by the rule of the 4 R's. All these qualifications must always be thought of with the goals of the company in mind so that our employees help us in the process of achieving these goals. Also, HR planning is about trying the best we can to evaluate the future demand for employees so that most of the time we have the right number of employees for the work that is needed. Having too many employees for the demand results in mainly financial loss or having to lay off people, which we never like to do, but it can also result in less employee motivation because they have less work to do. Contrarily, not having enough employees results in unhappy clients because they do not get the service that they expected, and it can also lead to employees being burnt out because they have bigger workloads. For us, as a company working in financial services, this can be quite challenging because we depend mainly on economics, which is a very complicated and unstable domain. Some economic events, such as the 2008 financial crisis, cannot always be predicted. For this reason, we must always kind of plan ahead for the worst so that we are ready when such events unfortunately happen. Nowadays, a big challenge for our HR workers is about the aging population and the different generations who all work together and do the same jobs. The task of HR concerning this challenge is about trying to make the different jobs appealing to people from all generations. More so, they need to work with the fact that different generations do not use the same work methods and techniques. At WooBank, we are motivated to have employees with different backgrounds and from different generations so that we can understand and work well with every different client. Now let's dive into recruitment. First, I will go over the advantages and disadvantages of internal recruitment. One of the biggest benefits, in my opinion, is that we already know with whom we are working. We know what techniques and habits our existing employee has, and so we can have an idea of how their future work will be done. On the other side, the biggest disadvantage of recruiting from inside the business is that we always keep the same people in the organization, so there are less creativity and new ideas around the table. However, I strongly believe that if we recruit creative and motivated people in the first place, they will still find new ideas further down the line. Creative thoughts do not only occur during the first years of an employee in the organization. On the other hand, the biggest benefit of recruiting from outside the organization is the possibility to find a new mix of skills and abilities, but also that we have more options available to choose from. The biggest disadvantage of recruiting outside the organization is that we do not know who we hire. We cannot predict the future. Indeed, we do not know if they were honest on their CV and during their interview. We do not know how they are motivated to do the job and etc. At WooBank, we tend to recruit inside the organization for management roles because our existing employees are loyal and they know our culture. Contrarily, for more specific jobs, for example, when we need a tech guru, we tend to look more outside the organization because this offers more possibilities. Lastly, we make our hiring decisions very carefully and we go through every single step of the recruitment process before hiring someone because we know how much this can make a difference in the quality of our workforce. After recruiting, the next step in an employee's career is the orientation process. This step is crucial in an employee's life because it makes a major difference in their future motivation, work, and loyalty. In my company, we give special care to welcoming new employees the best way we can. We give them all a mentor in the company who will show them our space and who will present them to everyone else. We always ask our employees to be there for the new ones. We never want to see someone eating alone at lunchtime or looking for a certain room with no one helping them. We have an empathetic culture which must show during the orientation process. We know that a good orientation leads to less turnover, more productivity, less anxiety, and much more, which is why this is so important for us. After orientation comes training and development, which is the longest part of all. This is about keeping our employees up to date with new technologies, work methods, mindsets to have, and etc. It is also about keeping our employees always learning because this is so important for our brains and memories. We invest quite a lot of money every year for our employees' training and development, which definitely pays off in the long run. Our HR professionals, in team with the managers, have the task to find the right training for everyone and to know how it will be done. For example, if it will be a class given on internet or if it will be a conference that our employees will have to attend. They also have the task of evaluating the training to know if it should be used again in the future. In brief, they are responsible for making sure the whole training and development process goes right. To sum up, something that we strongly believe in at WooBank is that working on themselves is the most rewarding and useful thing that our employees can do, both for their personal life and for their work. People who have greater interpersonal skills, who can resolve conflicts, and who have more emotional intelligence do better overall. They are better with clients, they are better teammates, and they are more motivated to work. For this reason, we do spend a part of our budget on training and development for our employees' personal development. Once again, this definitely pays off in the future and it brings a better overall mood in the offices. To conclude, most of the steps that our HRM professionals go through every day are very meaningful for the overall company's success. As I mentioned in the last video, this is why we chose our HR workers so carefully. They are the base of everything that the company achieves. I hope that this video taught you something about HR as well as about my company. See you in the next one. Take care.